Hi witches, today we are talking birthday magic. Today is actually my birthday. I don't normally announce online, on social media that it's my birthday unless it's a really special occasion. So the last time I told everyone it was my birthday was my 40th. Several years have passed since then, but we are talking about why birthdays are important, how they make us feel, why they are really magic, and why we should really embrace them. So I'm embracing my birthday today by telling you that it's my special day. So what do you think of birthdays? As I've just explained, I would usually stay silent about them. I've had a difficult relationship with birthdays over the years, and I also always kind of felt that if you announced it was your birthday, you were kind of seeking attention, you were kind of like expecting people to say happy birthday to you, and I found birthdays so hard that I didn't want that kind of attention. I don't feel that way about birthdays at all now. I think it's really great when people say it's their birthday, and I think it's really, really great that as many people as possible wish that person a lovely day. I'm embracing them fully. After having been so poorly for the last year and a bit, I now am so grateful. I'm really grateful that I've got to this birthday, and I'm going to enjoy every single one moving forwards. I've made the intention to do that anyway, and I'm going to go into that. Birthdays are the perfect time to celebrate you. You are an individual, you're important, you are magic. You are the magic in this world, and you are the magic on your own personal magical path. You are the magical ingredient, the most important one in your spells and rituals. You are the driving force, the magical driving force, that will and determination in your own magical workings, in your reality, in your world. I think it's really, really important, therefore, that we celebrate you when it's your birthday. It's no accident that you're here. We are all divine beings. We are all supposed to be here. And again, if you are a divine being, why wouldn't you be celebrated? You know, we celebrate deities, we celebrate certain spirits, we celebrate animals. We massively put ourselves into our witchcraft paths. Well, you're a part of that, so you should be celebrated. I feel like birthdays are our own personal Sabbath. They very much carry the energy of quite a few of the festivals in the Wheel of the Year. So we celebrate those, we celebrate the longest day, and we celebrate the shortest day, and we might celebrate the harvest. Why wouldn't we celebrate ourselves and each other on our birthdays? They very much make me think that they're your own personal Beltane. Your birthday is your own personal Beltane, and your lover is you. There is no one else that can love and honour and celebrate and know you better than yourself. So they're just really magical. They're also a very liminal time when you think about it. They're a liminal time, just like the solstices and the equinoxes. You've just completed a full year from this point to your last birthday, and now you stand at the threshold of another year from now until the next birthday. So we know that liminal times, like liminal places, they are very special for working on certain types of magic. And I think birthdays are really, really good for working on personal goals, personal achievements. And I don't just mean working on them from a self-development point of view, but actually doing magic for those personal goals. So we're going to go into the types of magic we can do surrounding or on birthdays. They're also really good for shadow work. I'm going to be telling you about my personal experience with birthdays. I've just told you why I think they're important that we celebrate them. But if you do struggle with birthdays, they are upsetting or they're difficult, then this is a perfect time to work on them. When they appear, when those feelings appear, it's an opportunity to examine why you are feeling those feelings. And yet it might seem like a sad thing to do, that if you're feeling sad on your birthday, to explore that sadness and kind of work on that sadness and be in that sadness. But to move past that, to work through these issues, we have to do that when the issues appear and arise. So birthdays are such a special time, they're such a magical time, and you deserve to be celebrated. So historically, birthdays have been really, really difficult for me, and there were a number of reasons for that. I have now managed to move myself out of this headspace of birthdays being emotionally painful and difficult and anxiety inducing. I did feel a little bit anxious in the run up to today. But let's talk about why historically birthdays were difficult for me. So I had, I guess, a couple of boyfriends after spending many years alone who did not celebrate me on my birthday, and every year was always a real disappointment. And it would have just been nice to get a card from a boyfriend or a text message saying happy birthday. And there was one boyfriend in particular who actually went out of his way to not see or speak to me on my birthday. I think he just thought he was really cool, and he didn't have time for birthdays, and he didn't have time for me on my birthday. And he kind of made that a real point that, you know, I don't do birthdays, I don't do you on your birthday, and that is the way it is. So he wouldn't text me. If I text him, he wouldn't respond. He would just be completely unavailable, and he just completely didn't bother. And that really, really hurt, because I was good enough any other day of the year. It was similar at Christmas as well. I would very often, even though I had a partner, I was a grown woman, I had a child, my child would be off with her dad quite often for some of the Christmas holidays, usually from the middle of Christmas Day, so she'd be away for the evening, and then I would find myself like almost on my own. So my birthday would be the same. I'd see my mum and dad, I'd have my daughter or not have my daughter, depending on what was going on in that particular week or month, and then I would find myself with time on my own, and I'd be hanging out waiting to be able to spend time with this person, so I wouldn't make other plans, and then it would never materialise, so I'd end up being on my own. So a string of partners that didn't bother, but him in particular, made my birthday really, really difficult. And then there were lots of people that I, would make the effort for on their birthdays, but they would never quite think to ask me when my birthday was and then make the effort. And I'm not talking here about giving to receive. I would never do that. And to this day, I still make the effort for lots of people that wouldn't even think to send me a card. It's just more about, being forgotten and not having that same effort perhaps, made for you, being shown that you're special. And a lot of this was no one's fault really over the years. I have moved about so much as an adult, so I've never really settled anywhere for there to be, that opportunity for me to celebrate my birthday with friends as well, except for when I lived and I had that particular boyfriend. I was there a long time, and so that just compounded the issues. Otherwise, before then and since then, I get it. I was never in a place long enough for people to sort of go, oh yeah, it's Ren's birthday on this date, and for that to happen every year, and for me to invite them out, and for that to become ingrained in them. So a lot of this is just life, no real reason to get stressed or upset about it. But my birthday would roll around, and it would be sad for me. And I had a deep feeling like I didn't deserve. So my self-esteem, I guess, and some of that was triggered by the actions of other people, and some of that was just being young and not knowing myself, not loving myself, and not understanding my value in the world, and understanding that if people didn't bother, like the boyfriend, that wasn't a reflection of me, that was actually a reflection of him as a person. It was a real thing for him to make the point that he didn't do birthdays and he wasn't going to bother with me. That, that's not being a lovely person but forgetting, or growing up in a family where you don't really do them. That was a thing that he had set down. I don't do birthdays, I'm not going to do your birthday. And so I didn't understand at the time that was not a reflection of me. That was a reflection of his own behaviour and how little love that he actually had, and how closed he was to the world. So All in all, I felt like I was really undeserving and I would really struggle on my birthday. And even when I received gifts from my parents, I would really struggle because they would always have more money than me and be able to give me more than I could give out to them. If I could give all the people that I loved everything under the sun in terms of gifts, I would. But my life, the way it's played out, you know, moving around, supporting other people's careers and getting married and having a baby and concentrating on being a mum, and then when I could come into my own, becoming very poorly, it's always meant that I've not been a very affluent person. And what that has meant is that other people have sometimes been able to give more, you know, in a materialistic way than I've been able to give them. And I know it doesn't matter, and I know it shouldn't matter, but I would always feel really, really bad on my birthday and find it really hard to receive. Even like the run up to today, I've seen my mum already, and it is still difficult for me to receive. It's almost like I would rather my birthday kind of just, I had it to look forward to, but it never quite happened. And I think as you get older as well, like you become more emotional. So now birthdays are very much a reminder that I'm getting older. I love getting older and I enjoy getting older and I'm really happy about that. But I now spend time thinking about like the life I've already had and how much I've got left and the things I wanted to achieve and the things that I failed at, those sorts of thoughts and feelings. Obviously getting older is a privilege denied to many, but it's emotionally tricky. It's emotionally tricky. So I worked very hard over the years to enjoy birthdays. I came to see that not celebrating it was a real waste. It was a waste, and being in that much emotional pain was just really, really difficult. And one birthday, I wish I could remember which one it was, but I couldn't. But one day I just decided enough was enough, and that from that point forwards that I would enjoy birthdays, and that the best person to engage in this with was myself. So I decided that after that birthday I would never have a rubbish birthday again, and that I made the intention that I would have a good birthday. Like after that, it was as simple as that. I decided I was a divine being, I was here on this earth, I was supposed to be here on this earth, and that even if no one else celebrated it, it was my special day and that I was going to celebrate it. On my birthday, I find myself looking at the things I've achieved, at the things I haven't achieved, the highs, the lows, the lessons learned, the insights. And so I decided that a birthday was basically a personal Sabbath, and now that is how I approach birthdays. So I take the day before to collect myself. I can usually gauge the day before how I'm going to feel on the day. So if I think I'm going to have a little cry, then I resign myself to the fact that I might have a little cry in the morning, but then we do that and we get it out the way, and then we enjoy the rest of the day. So we notice the feelings, we acknowledge them, we feel them, and then we move them on. So for the last 2 birthdays, I haven't cried, and I didn't cry this morning either. I decide I'm going to have a great day, and then I literally enjoy it. And it really was as simple as that for me. After being so emotionally twisted up and sad and just totally out of whack, totally out of alignment on my birthday, I now enjoy my birthdays again. So I thought we could talk about some of the types of magic that we can do on our birthdays. So it makes sense that I'm going to say some kind of self-love ritual. Nobody can love you more than you. It's your special day. You are the person at the centre of it. You are the person that should be pampering yourself, making yourself feel good, giving yourself good little messages, giving yourself a little pat on the back. There is no denying that you deserve a little bit of TLC. And if there is any day in the year where you deserve it, then your birthday is it. You know, if you really, really find birthdays difficult, and you really find spoiling yourself difficult or making time for yourself difficult, I would just say make your birthday the one day where you can just be kind to yourself and you can allow yourself these things. I think especially as women, we are so many things to so many different people, and quite often we don't have the time for ourselves. But your birthday is a great time. Take the day off work. I actually like to have a little bit of time on my own now on my birthday. My husband was working last year. I saw my mum for about an hour in the afternoon. I was really poorly. I had a virus. Because I was immunosuppressed at the time, it made me so poorly and my heart was really, really bad. But I had a bit of time in the morning on my own because my hubby was at work. And I had a lovely time. I ate the food that I wanted to. I did what I wanted to. Not that I can't do those things normally, I can. But I really kind of put into my mind that this was a special day for me and I was going to luxuriate in every experience and really, really embrace the day. And so it was so lovely. I really, really loved it. This is an excellent time for shadow work. That might seem kind of contrary to what I'm saying, that, have this as a happy time, feel the emotion and then move on. But I've got to a later stage. If you're somebody who finds birthdays really, really mentally taxing, really upsetting, really difficult, then now is a perfect time to do that shadow work. Now, there was a friend who had a birthday a couple of months ago and she expressed to me how difficult birthdays were and the feelings that she had on her birthdays, and I recognised them. Then I saw a post a couple of weeks ago that was about birthday sadness, and apparently it is a thing. Now, up until this year, I've never seen anyone mention it. I've never heard anyone mention it before. I thought it was just something that I went through that was like a bit silly. Well, not a bit silly, but I just thought it was me. But apparently this is a thing. So if you do find birthdays really, really difficult and you haven't got to that point yet where you can just have a little quick cry, move the feeling on, and then actually enjoy your day. If you're still at the stage where you are really, really miserable on your whole day and you dread the lead up, you dread the day, you want it to be over, and then you're sad afterwards because the day's been and gone, then this is a perfect time to do that shadow work on your birthday. Feel how you're feeling. Examine what is making you feel that way. I suspect that if you really sit with it and spend some time on it, you're going to know. I expect you know anyway. But if birthdays are really, really difficult, then while you're having those feelings, and I think that's the perfect opportunity to work on that, and then hopefully you can work past that. So birthdays are a great time for astrology, numerology, for kitchen witchery, so you can bake yourself a beautiful cake and then add ingredients based on their magical correspondences, or you could cook a nice meal for yourself or have someone else cook you a magical meal, one that's got all the ingredients in of all the things that you want. So for example, if you'd like money in the next year, then include some money related herbs and spices, and then you can get involved. You can do a stir of the pot, you can get involved in that kitchen witchery. Self-care spells, family spells, and spells that are related to obviously like personal goals, personal achievements, but also letting go of things. Maybe a spell to let go of the pain and heartache that perhaps you feel around birthdays, or letting go of a habit that you've developed in the last year, or letting go of a habit that you've had all your life that you want to see the back of. I think a birthday is a really good moment to mark that. It's almost like January the 1st, isn't it, with a reset of the new calendar year. Divination is a great time to do like a year ahead spread, and then have that as your birthday ritual. And a bit like with Christmas and Yule and the New Year, you can use very much that like out with the old, in with the new type thinking and themes and feeling. So yeah, come up with some sort of birthday ritual. If birthdays are tricky, then create something that you're going to really look forward to. So birthday rituals could involve pampering, obviously cake and flowers that have magical correspondences to the things that you desire and you want, or you want to improve on. You could write a letter to the old new and one to the new you. You could create some sort of ritual that involves that, especially if you find birthdays hard. You could have some sort of ritual, again, with letting go, so letting go of old thoughts, patterns, behaviours, fears, sadness, letting go of the birthday fear, the birthday sadness, for example. You could have a ritual related to making plans, things you want to achieve, intentions, wishes. You could do some journaling, and you could buy yourself a special gift from you to you. I think that always makes birthdays better. Buy yourself something really special and save it for your birthday and give yourself a gift. There is nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Get some positivity. This stuff, this is just general. This doesn't have to be if you're feeling bad about your birthday. This is if you're feeling good about your birthday as well. So you can create a birthday altar as well, which I think is a really great idea. If you have an altar for all the other Sabbats, why would you not have one for your birthday? You can put on it items with meaning, items that are important throughout your birthday month. So that could be, it could be a leaf you find, it could be some postcard you get, just related to the month of your birth. It could be things you've got in the loft. And every time you place an item on that altar, you could place that with a positive affirmation or a positive phrase. So like with every item I place on this altar, my blessings increase. And this next turn of the wheel, or this next turn of my personal wheel, will be my best yet. Something along those sorts of lines. So you could put on it birthday cards. Maybe I've still got birthday cards from when I was a kid, like put away somewhere in a memory box. So you could put birthday cards on your birthday altar. You could put candles on it, childhood items. I've got a little teddy that I've had since I was born that's like really threadbare now and is barely recognisable as an elephant, but I could put that on my birthday altar. Fave crystals and gemstones, flowers, memorabilia, photographs, just anything at all related to you and your life. Pictures of you as a kid, pictures of you on your birthday as a kid, perhaps. I'm thinking of an image of my sister sat in front of a cake when she was about 2. That would be the perfect item to put on your altar, which is to celebrate you. And then you could put your cards and any gifts that are waiting to be opened on that altar. So obviously it depends where your birthday falls. If your birthday's in the middle of the month, then you've got time, haven't you, to collect those and pop them on. It might be your birthday's on the 1st of the month, in which case you might want to make your altar a week before, and you might want to keep it going for the whole of your birthday month. So one day before my birthday, I really concentrate on some special thoughts. So I think about the immense personal magical power that we all have, and just that immense personal power. And I don't mean that from the point of ego, I just mean that we're all special. We all have something about us. We all have a special energy about us. We all have the tools at our disposal. Think of the magician in tarot. We have those and we can create absolutely anything we want. And our special day is a day to consider that. What do we want to achieve? What do we want to create? And whatever that is, we can do that. And we have another whole year ahead of us before our next birthday to work on that. We can transmute the airy energy of ideas and we can manifest them into something solid. I'm always blown away by that. And I think birthdays are very much kind of ruled by air, aren't they? If you think about blowing out candles when you make your birthday wish. So yeah, take some time the day before your birthday to think, what am I going to achieve? What am I going to create? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? And then make the intention on the next day, you're going to have the best birthday. So tell me, how do you feel about birthdays? When is your birthday? It would be really good to get a list actually of all your birthdays. That's something I've been meaning to do. So feel free to chuck your birthday in the comments below or message me. It would be really nice to celebrate each of you on your special day. Do you think birthdays are a good time for magic? Is there any particular type of magic that you only do on birthdays? Do you have any special rituals for your birthday? I'd love to know more. And I just thought I'd mention birthday cake candles while we're at it as well. They are absolutely perfect for magic. I know people think, oh, birthday cake candles, that's not very magical. What could be more magical than a birthday wish? They've actually been made. They have been made for that reason in mind. I don't think you can actually say the same about spell candles. Yes, they have been created and they're called spell candles, but that is so wide, that's so broad. Whereas birthday cake candles are made for blowing out and making a wish, which I think is really, really magical. I love birthday cake candles. They're small, they're perfect for spells, they're really quick to burn. They're perfect for if you're doing magic in an emergency or a hurry. They are cheaper than spell candles. They are, like I just said, they're made for magic and you can get them easily. So you can get them at the corner shop if you haven't got any spell candles, which you invariably have to get from a witchy shop or order online. But you can get birthday cake candles down at the Tesco Metro or, those little shops. You can get them in every colour, and in fact if you look online now you can get them in blacks, browns, metallics. You can get them in just about every colour. They are easy to use, they're convenient and they're discreet. So if you have them in your kitchen, people just assume you have them for birthdays. The witch is still firmly in the broom closet. So I just think birthdays are so special for magic. They are so special for magic, and you are so special as well. So if you have a hard time with birthdays, please consider this. Please consider what a magical time they are. Ergo, if they are a magical time, that means you're a magical being. Please celebrate your birthdays. Please at least try to look at them differently. They're a liminal time. They are perfect for shadow work, personal work, reflection. They're fantastic. So if your birthday is coming up, I'm wishing you a very happy birthday. Thank you for watching this, and let's have a chat about this in the comments.